Hi and welcome to the Yin Way. I'm Casey and today's class is for the lower back. So if you have any tension or discomfort in your lower back or you're just wanting to bring more flexibility into your body, then this class is perfect for you. You may need a yoga brick if you have one, or if you don't have one of these, just grab a couple of pillows or cushions, or even a couple of books stacked on top of each other will be perfect as well. So for our first posture, we're going to start seated with your legs stretched out in front of you. And you want to have some distance between the legs rather than the legs together touching. And this is where you may need your prop. So if the backs of your legs are particularly tight and your lower back, your hips are tight, then this may be really hard for you to sit upright with your legs stretched out. You may actually your pelvis may be tilted backwards. And if that's happening for you, then you're going to want to grab whatever you have, your pillows, your books, your brick, and just sit your hips up on something higher, and that's going to feel a whole lot nicer for you. So you just decide what's best for you, whether you're on the ground or you're up higher on something. And once you've done that, then we're actually going to relax the legs. So in Yin Yoga, we look to relax the muscles, and that way you get deeper into the body. We get into the connective tissue and into ligaments and tendons and the bones. And you may notice that when you relax your legs, then your ankles just draw out a little bit, your thighs externally rotate. And from here to enter the pose, we initially want to sit up tall. We're looking for the pelvis to rotate forwards. And then once you have that going on, you just start to fold down. So if you're more familiar with other styles of yoga, in a posture like this, in a forward fold, you would actually look to keep the spine long, the chest lengthening forwards. But in Yin Yoga, it's a different concept. The intention is different. So let go of all of that. We can allow the spine to round, and you can just let your head and your chest drop down. So a couple of tips if this is feeling really challenging for you, which it may well do, is it may help you to actually bend the knees. So if you bend the knees, then it's going to release the backs of the legs and you're going to be able to fold forwards more. And if you have your legs straight, know that you don't need to try to force yourself down in actually don't do that at all. It's much better that you stay upright, or even just folding a tiny little bit, and that's going to be perfect for your body. It's going to be the safest place for you to release and let go of that tension that you're holding in your lower back. So on that note, let's come into some stillness in the pose. I quite like to just actually place the palms of my hands underneath my legs, like my calves resting on them, and that just releases the backs of the legs and the knees, so that as I fold, it gets quite deep into the lower back. And then just let everything relax. Make sure that your head, your shoulders, your upper back can relax. We're going to hold this for a few minutes. Keep your attention on what you feel through your body. It's also very calming to your nervous system to be forward in a forward fold. And even after just a few minutes in a forward fold, it's quite amazing how much calmer you feel. And as your body relaxes into it, you may feel yourself just ever so gently getting a little deeper into it. And you often feel the postures more as you come out, so we're just going to take our time to just slowly, gently release out of the posture. And then we're now going to move the spine in the other direction. So you're going to come down onto your front, and we're going to come into a posture called Sphinx. And you have your forearms on the ground, and you'll see that my shoulders and my elbows are stacked. You absolutely don't need to do that. Your elbows might be lowered down. It may feel better for you to actually have the elbows wider than the shoulders or in more. It's in yin yoga, we're not as concerned about alignment, but actually really honoring the structure of your body and what feels best for you. So I quite like to grab a prop here just to rest my forehead on. So if you have your pillows or cushions or whatever you've got to just rest your forehead on, it helps bring a little more comfort into the pose. And just make sure that you relax through the legs. And so we're working on the curvature of the lower back here. If there's any kind of pain, then that's an indication that this isn't a safe place for you, and you're just going to lower down and find where feels best for you. But you should definitely feel a stretch and an opening, and even a mild compression. That's okay. And we're just going to relax here as much as you can. Stay for a few minutes. And we're not worried about the upper body in this yin variation, so don't worry about where your shoulders are. Yeah, the slowness and the silence of yin yoga gives us a lot of time to become present to to what's going on in our minds, the thoughts that we're thinking. If your mind is really busy, but it's also encouraging us to not fight against what you're experiencing, to not feel as though you need to change things, but to just become witness to what's going on. It gives you a deeper understanding of your physical body. Then we're just very, very slowly going to shift out of that. You're going to move up onto your hands and knees. And we're going to move back into child's pose. You're going to bring your hips towards your heels. Bring your forehead down to the ground. Keep your elbows bent, your arms relaxed. If it's challenging to get the forehead to the ground, then just grab the prop that you're using and support your forehead with that. And so you'll just start to feel the contrast between that back bend that we were in the pose before, and then this child's pose posture where we bring length into the spine again. And this posture broadens through your lower back, creates more space. That's what I love about the yin yoga practice, is that it's so very gentle, or it appears to be so very gentle because it's simple, but it's incredibly powerful what it does to your body. And just notice if you still have any tension anywhere. And if you can soften through that part of the body so your chest gets heavier down towards the ground, just like you're being pulled, sucked down to the ground, gravity really drawing you down. Just make your way up. Come and sit on your bum. Come into a cross-legged position. And we're just going to finish class today by circling the body round. So you're going to bring your hands to where's comfortable on your legs. And we're just going to move around. So you pull your chest forwards and then push your spine back. And try to make your circles as big as you can so you bring as much movement into your body. And you'll notice a difference in your body depending on what time of day you do this. So if I do this in the morning, I feel so tight and creaky. And then as the day goes on, when you've brought more movement into your body, the circles are bigger, your body's more open. It's just interesting to notice those things. A few more circles, you can just circle the other way. And coming back to center. So that brings us to the end of our class today. Thank you for joining me. I really hope it helps with your lower back, and I'll see you for class next week.